do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark. And yeah, hi, welcome back. It's been a week. I was kind of taking a vacay. Sorry. Needed a down week. With
down
the kids,
life.
Down life, buddy. Kids being out of school is hectic. Every 5 minutes they need to go outside, and it's insane.
I'm lucky I'm not at that point just yet. But
You will be, and it's not that it's hard to go outside, but it's when the kids want to play outside and you're tending to a little one, and you're in and out. It is frustrating sometimes. Yes.
See, I'm gonna be lucky because mine are gonna be about a year apart, so I'll be going through that all at the same time.
Yeah, you're gonna be a hashtag boy mom soon.
Yeah. So what do I have to look forward to as far as that?
As a boy mom,
Yeah.
What do you have to look forward to as a boy mom?
Well, I'm used to all girls. My family, it's all girls except for one nephew. So.
Yeah, that's true. I was the only one.
And then
So
now I got my adopted family, so I got 3 nephews now.
Well, as a boy mom, I definitely have to say it comes with some challenges, and you become a warrior. I should have some warrior paint. I just picked my nose. Just some warrior paint underneath my cheeks. It's stressful. Boys are, every little kid is on the go, but boys are on the go, and they get into absolutely everything. And not to talk about the boogers, the farting.
Ew.
They like to come over to you, look at you, turn the butt towards your face and fart. That's, the toilet seat being a mess for a while around the toilet, too.
Oh, boy.
The stinkiness, the not wanting to shower, the rambunctiousness. They want to climb on everything. And no matter how much you baby-proof with a boy.
Well, at least me and my son will have a couple things in common. I mean, who wants to use all their energy on taking a shower? Just kidding.
I have to shower on a regular in this heat.
Yeah.
I'm like a sweat bag on a regular.
I have some serious anger issues this pregnancy because this is the second summer in a row.
That's the
I've been
testosterone
pregnant.
running through your body.
And
Being pregnant with a boy also gives you testosterone issues.
Oh.
You get very...
oh, I know. I've gotten almost
tired.
like a
chin hair.
full-grown beard down here.
What is it with that? Like,
Mustache.
is it just like something to do when you're pregnant with boys that you just end up growing a beard? Like, I mean, I'm European, so I do tend to be a little more hairier than most women. I'm not trying to say that. Hello. But I mean, like, I've been getting random chin hairs now ever since I've had Theo.
Oh.
And when I had PJ, it was never like that. Like, I never really had random hairs.
I actually feel bad for our husbands because now we kind of have the attitude of like, take it or leave it.
Yeah, no,
You
literally.
either like it or you don't.
Yeah,
Guess
no.
what? I don't have time to wax it or pluck it. So
I used to wax my legs many moons ago when I
At least
had the
my
time.
kid likes it. She
Yeah.
likes to play with it.
Yeah. Mommy, can I braid your beard hairs? So what is it like being a girl mom? Because I'm a experienced boy mom now
Well-
of almost 10 years and another one now. So
Well, my daughter is, she's almost 11 months old, so I don't have too much experience in the field yet, but she's very calm and collective, but she's also got a lot of her dad's traits in her too, so I think it really depends on the parents as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like a super duper calm person, and we're fun and we do stuff with her and we're energetic, so she has a lot of energy and wants to go, but at the same time she's very laid back, very relaxed.
what are you hoping for as she gets older? Like, because you are like a first time mom with both of them.
I'm really hoping that she follows kind of in her brother's footsteps and is more of like a tomboy because
I was
I'm
a
going to be in
tomboy,
a lot of trouble.
and I got in a lot of trouble as a tomboy. So
Yeah,
trust me,
that's
being a
true.
tomboy is not
I
necessarily
think I'm
a
going to
good
be in
thing.
trouble no matter what because the two of them being close to the same age, they're going to be getting into trouble.
Well, it's like I explained to you
Together,
on the
right?
weekend when you called me. It's like kids are like weeds, all right? Or flowers, should I say. They grow and they bloom, and it's amazing to watch them start off as like a little tiny seed and work their way up. And then all of a sudden they flourish, so they wilt. And you're like, okay, what's going on? Like, you're really calm, you're really laid back. And all of a sudden they come 10 feet taller with more testosterone and more energy than you can handle.
For a boy, yeah. For
Oh.
girls, I feel like they all go through kind of similar stages, but it's every kid deals with it a little bit differently. So, for example, my daughter, she's starting the tantrum stage. She's not even 1 year old yet, and she loves to throw her head back and kick her legs and get immediately frustrated when things aren't going her way. She doesn't understand how to communicate, obviously, so I try to figure out what exactly is going on.
I feel like that is
I shouldn't
with
laugh,
girls,
but
though.
sometimes it's funny, and then other times I'm like, whoa, okay, because I'm scared I'm gonna drop her, right? And especially being pregnant now.
She pushes away from you and stuff. Yeah, you know what?
So I
PJ
have
used
to be
do
really
that.
careful, but I did laugh the first couple times, and I thought, oh man, like she's watching my reactions for everything I do, and that's one big thing that I've learned as a parent so far, is kids watch every single reaction you
They're
have.
sponges, buddy.
And then they learn from that reaction. So if you're laughing and you think it's funny, odds are they're probably going to do it again for that same reaction.
Can I, I'm going to cut you off there.
Yeah.
It's even harder when they get older. For example, almost 10, which is going on a preteen. When they do something or say something that is very inappropriate, but you have a bad sense of humor, so you think it's hilarious, try parenting with a straight face when you inside want to bust out laughing.
So what do you even say? So
like,
I think you have to take some stuff with a grain of salt, and other things you got to kind of explain to them. But when it happens in the moment, and us being who we are, it's one of those things that you just don't even think twice. You laugh, and then you go, oh, it's probably not a good idea.
I mastered the turning around, laughing, then turning back and going like this. What are you talking about?
I'd really like to hear some stories from other parents too, of what they've experienced, boys or girls, and had to really put on the parent pants and like straighten the kid out.
And what's it like being a boy mom /
it's hard
girl mom?
when it's funny. So what did you guys do in those situations, and what did they do to get you laughing like that?
Well,
there's some good stories out there.
PJ, we were in Niagara Falls over my week holidays, and we get there, and my husband points out that they're building something across on the state side. My son, without missing a beat, turns, says, yeah, that's where they're building the wall. And I'm like, what wall, PJ? And he's like, the wall that Donald Trump wants to build.
Oh, no. He doesn't understand.
I'm trying not to laugh and looking at him like, that's inappropriate. You can't say that. He's like, no, that's where they're building the wall.
But the thing is, you gotta understand too, they don't get it. They hear things on the radio, they see the news, right? If we're watching the news, having your cup of coffee in the morning, they're talking about a wall, they're talking about Donald Trump. He has no idea what is going on politically with the world. So he's just assuming that the first wall he sees is in the States, and that's what's happening.
It was pretty funny, though, I have to admit. Like, he's pretty quick when it comes to that. And he's sarcastic now. He's starting to get a kind of a sense of humor on him that scares me, because he likes to do pranks, and it's not just like pranks that you think that are predictable. He will come out of nowhere with the most out there pranks. I'll be showering, he pulls cold water on me for no reason. Like, what are you doing? Get out of here. Bust open.
Start videotaping that. I mean, you can post that on our page.
No, I don't want to be pranked. I don't want to be a pranked mom. I mean, I gotta deal with it. I have boys. They're stinky, smelly, but I love them. You know, mom is boys. That's what you get. That's what you get to expect. Is boys love their moms. They love to be cuddled. They love to be hanging out with moms.
And that's one thing with girls. Girls love their dads. So it's like, when you're trying so hard, and I mean, it's a hard thing to talk about, but when you see them and they're upset, the first thing you want to do as a mother is take them and console them and, you know, make them feel better. But sometimes they just want nothing to do with you, whether that's the uncle, the brother, the cousin, the husband, the auntie even, the grandma even. Sometimes they just want nothing to do with you, and that's boys and girls alike.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. It's the same thing.
It drives me up the wall, because I'm like, you stinker. Like,
oh, is he gonna cry? But as soon as I pick you up,
I feel like I gave birth to you, and when you cry, I want to console you. You take my love and my affection, you little bugger.
Oh, just wait, it gets better.
Sometimes they just want nothing to do with you, and that's okay, because other times you're okay with that, and the person's willing, you know, whoever it may be, whoever is your support system is like, okay, it's no problem, let them come with me. Even you know, have taken Aria and said, it's cool, let her just chill, I'll put her to sleep, and she goes right to bed, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I've spent the last 3 hours
I can't
fighting with this guy to go to sleep.
Sometimes aunts have, you know, the magic touch. Where it comes to my kids, they don't listen to me. So I mean,
I feel like sometimes they just go through those stages, and it's so difficult. So that would be one piece of advice that I would have for parents, or new coming parents. If you have a young baby, or you're going to have a baby, not to stress out, because that's one thing I did way too much. I stressed out, I overthought, and I think now that you and I have talked about it, and you've been a mom for well over 10 years.
Well, almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years. It's reassuring that you can talk to somebody about it and say, like, I really have the mom guilt kicking in. Every night before I go to sleep, I constantly think about all the things I could have done and should have done differently. And, you know,
the mom guilt will never go away, though, because now that I have my second one, and I waited 9.5 years to have another one, and it's tremendous sometimes, because I'm dealing with a little baby and then I have an almost preteen on my hands. Like, even though he's not quite a preteen yet, he has the attitude of a preteen, and it's it's stressful because it's two different worlds that I have to deal with. Like, I'm going to be raising a toddler and a teenager at the same time.
And that's why I think it's good to have a good support system no matter what, whether you're a single parent, whether you're together with somebody, whether you it doesn't matter. Whoever your support system is, it's really nice to have. And like I said, Katie was a really good support system for me. My sisters were good support teams for me. You know, grandparents, and even my husband. So if I didn't have those people in my life when I first had my daughter, I probably would have lost my mind, because there's so many things that people can offer you advice, and that's the biggest thing too. Take the advice, but don't think too much about it.
Take it with a grain of salt, because
every kid is totally different. So if people say, well, this is what I did, and this is what I do, and how I do it, don't always take that advice. Just listen and hear it out, and you could give it a try and see if it works. But if it doesn't, don't freak out. You're gonna find your way. It happened to me, happened to my husband. We had a totally different way of raising our daughters, still do to this day. She has a totally different way of raising her kids, and we have no issues talking about it and supporting each other through different things. Does that mean that you have to agree with what everyone says?
No.
Absolutely not.
Honestly,
but you can definitely try it and see if it works, and if it doesn't, keep going.
That's the best advice anyone could ever really offer. Honestly,
Yeah.
people are going to tell you how to raise your kid, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, and follow your heart. Follow what you think is right, because it's your child,
and
after all.
follow the needs too. Like, I know there was times where I could not figure out what was going on with her. I couldn't figure out why she was crying and why she was freaking out and what the hell was going on. Excuse my language, but there's so many things that stress me out, and my husband too. And you know, all it takes sometimes is to just take a 5-minute break. Even if, you know, I know a lot of people are, it's not the cry it out method, but just take 5 minutes. No kid has ever died from you taking a minute and taking a breath and going, okay, how else can I do this?
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not going to leave them for an hour. You know, you take 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it takes for you, just take a breath. Okay, whatever I need to do, you know, what's my next step going to be, and try the next thing.
That's very important.
So frustrating. And I've been there, and I'm going to be going through it again, and it's super hard. But you find your way, and you find your path and your routine with your kid, and then it all just seems to make sense after that. But the first couple of months drive you up the wall, because they really have no way of communicating for long periods of time. But at that particular time is really no.
It's the lack of sleep. It's you're sore, you're tender, course, and
all
everything
of
of that.
And on top of it,
it's hard also, because you're going to be going through a completely different situation with two under the age of 2. And I've seen my friends that have done it before too, and it's hard. It's no matter how big of a gap or small of a gap your kids are apart. It is hard, but it's also very important you do take time to yourself. And some people don't have support systems, and it's hard, because they literally have their partner and that's it.
And I think that's a good thing why we started these videos too, is not just to have fun and talk about meltdowns, but also to relate to other people, and if they have questions and want to communicate with us as well. Because like I said, we can't tell you, we can offer advice and things that we've done differently, but you're going to find your own routine anyways, and you don't have to follow what we say or what we've mentioned. There's just so many different things. And then friends, of course, are going to tell you things too, and like I said, every kid's different, but there are some methods that work and that don't work. So that's the thing that I think is extreme. I'm going to be going through it soon again, so I think you're going to see me saying this now, because everything's kind of figured out.
Give it a couple more months.
Give it a couple months, and I'll be back on here with no hair, and probably half an eyebrow and a cigarette and losing my mind. In the end, it's totally worth it, and I know that we make lots of jokes, and we kind of have our meltdowns about this stuff, and you'll hear lots of other things too, but I just want to make it known that we definitely love our children and our families, and and this is what has motivated us, but we do find a lot of it that turns into some comedic times. Found our motivation within our friendship. And
you're
our
like my only friend left. I have no friends anymore.
But that's all you need. You don't need lots of friends. I find that being around nieces and nephews kind of gave me a little bit of insight as to what to expect. And of course, I've always loved kids. I've always wanted a family. I've always wanted to do stuff like that. So to me, it was never a second thought. Whereas some people, it actually does scare them away. Some people, if they can't have kids, and for years I thought that I couldn't, it actually puts you in a totally different position. And so sometimes you become envious of those people, and sometimes you become a bit jealous. And it's not your fault or anything like that. It's just, it's a very difficult situation to deal with. It's a very touchy situation to deal with. And so it's not necessarily losing friends, but sometimes they just take a step back because they can't handle it. or they don't know how to handle it.
And I know this topic's gone from boy mom versus girl mom to like real talk, but this is how our videos are going to be, and this is what we do. Who we are, really.
We're real. We want to talk about real things. We want to have fun, obviously, too, but there's other things that we could talk about as well.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for continuing to watch, and we hope you guys stay tuned for some more videos.
We will.
And
be back.
They won't always be super heart-to-heart talks, but
No.
I think it is good to have a couple in there just in case there are some of you who are going through a rough patch or wondering what to expect or anything like that. Boy mom, girl mom, basically everything we covered
Just
today.
mom. Just mom, man. You're just
being a
mom.
And having those meltdowns are absolutely normal. So thanks for joining us on Meltdown Moms, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.